So, I get to my theater, buy my ticket. I ride the elevator up to the third floor where the theaters are. And when the doors part, I see this quote, "You'll love it." It is posted on a humongous Snowpiercer cardboard presentation. The image is brilliant. Sadly, I did not end up loving this film. Sometimes I really, really don't like hype. Snowpiercer. In my opinion, it is a good movie that is just shy of being great. The story follows Curtis. He is one of many passengers in the tail end of the Snowpiercer, a train globe-trotting a post-apocalyptic world. The film sees him and his friends fighting their way to the front of the train to take control from Wilford, the ruler of the train. The story is based on a French graphic novel of the same name by Jacques Loeb. I have not read it myself, but apparently the director, Joon-ho, read it, like the entire series, in front of a bookshelf. Like the entire thing. Now that is inspiration for you. For me, Snowpiercer was visually mesmerizing and full of great performances, and it definitely raised questions about class structure. Each train car told its own story, and there is plenty of eye candy along the way. But it is at times a pretty slow movie. I at times felt disconnected physically and emotionally from the action, and once we get to the third act, the film became like the final confrontation in the Matrix Revolutions. The word ergo isn't uttered once, thank goodness, but we do get a rather dull, diarrhea of the mouth dialogue conclusion that tries to keep you engaged via cross-cutting action. The only moment during this sequence that worked for me was this moment where Evans has a very quiet, solitary moment to himself. It's half how the shot was lit and half how it was performed. It is a beautiful moment. Another memorable sequence for me was a fight scene that takes place while the train travels through a tunnel. The cinematographer on this film showed off quite nicely with how he played stylistically with light, and the editing complements this sequence to tremendous effect. I am not the biggest fan of the ending though, and in order to fully express my feelings, I am going to have to spoil stuff. So unless you have seen the film, hopefully you have, please mute the video while this is on screen. Do not unmute it until it is gone. Here we go. I have read the director's thoughts and read other interpretations, and I honestly feel like the image of the survivors and the polar bear cancel each other out. How those two survived makes no sense to me, but I feel like if there were going to be two survivors, one of them would have to be Chris Evans. But okay, number aside, despite the fact that the snow is melting, I question how any human can survive out there, you know? Also, the polar bear is probably going to eat the survivor. It's like, how are they going to kill the polar bear? They have nothing to defend themselves with. I mean, they could maybe go into the train and find a weapon, you know, if it's not like, you know, surrounded by fire, but even then the polar bear would probably grab them before they could get to the train. So I'm thinking no survivors. It's depressing, but it seems logical. But if you do want a sequel, which I'm guessing, you know, you want, then I will give you Chris Evans, because in my opinion, he has the best chances at survival. So yeah, those are my thoughts. So overall, while I did not love this film like I wanted to, I do recommend it. I'm going to give Snowpiercer 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much for your time. Have an awesome day.